there's a pretty common saying that if you can't explain it to your grandmother or to a 5-year-old, you don't know it well enough. And I find that to be pretty accurate. Not all topics are quite that straightforward, but on the whole, I tend to find that it holds true. And it's something I pride myself on, and that I find other Scrum trainers are fantastic at as well. Professional Scrum trainers learn lots of theory, lots of information. They're always reading books and watching informational videos and continuing their studies. We're hopeless nerds. But what sets us apart from the average Scrum academic, shall we say, is we can take the information and disseminate it and repackage it in a way that is easily digestible. Not just to the average person, but to every person we speak to. We know how to understand your context, your point of view of the world, and tailor the message in a way that will make sense to you. And that's very powerful, because it's all well and good reading the Scrum Guide, and if you haven't, you should. It's a pretty good document, albeit pretty boring reading, quite frankly. And actually understanding it, grasping it, seeing what the concepts are really telling you. And it's why you will see so many metaphors, allegories, and similes abounding the Agile and Scrum space, because they're really useful ways of describing the intent. In fact, you can even see behind me, I've got empiricism and Scrum values as a tree. Are they a tree? Of course they are not, but it's a visual metaphor to describe the relationship. And these are powerful messages that can help you remember and help you contextualize it in your own environments. And that's something that I find professional Scrum trainers are particularly good at. But why is this so important? Well, it's because every situation is unique. They will have similarities, of course, and the base knowledge of how to approach them is going to be the same. But if I tell a programmer how to go about working with someone to solve a problem versus telling a mechanical engineer how to go about solving the same problem, if I use a software metaphor for both, one of them will have an easier time wrapping their head around it than the other. But if I use a metaphor that explains the concept using no technical terms at all, they can both understand the concept and apply it to their own environment much more easily. And my hope is always that it might even stick with them outside of the workplace. Because I always like to say, Scrum and Agile is not just for home, it's for everywhere. It's just a way of dealing with a complex problem. And learning how to break down complexity and explain it simply is a superpower.